the new year 2024 of the community education program of Green Farm, and we try to start to conduct the content in the international version of that, which is much easier to me to don't need to transfer all the knowledge from the international standpoint to Vietnamese standpoint, and so a lot of wording and vocabulary I cannot transfer. All right, let's get started and let's see what we have today. Well, when we wanted to go with something personal, uh, and what we call in Greenify in this program we call personal development. And I think we go through a lot last year about a skill set, about the psychology. But today I want to say something much more collective, and actually it's something we use a lot to see others and to perceive the world, to observe the event. It's called the worldview. So we all use that words a lot now today, but we don't really completely understand it. So we try to articulate the meaning of that, and I see how deep we can go to understand the worldview. And of course, we're going to have a course related to that, and let's see how it's go. All right, worldview. Actually, we go deeper to really study about a worldview, and I just realized that actually is based on a lot of philosophy standpoint. We see the word up here, right? The German word, Wesensschauung, is basically is a word of worldview. And it was coined out actually by Immanuel Kant in the Critique of Pluralism, and he wanted to use that word as a meaning a comprehensive perspective of the world, which means everything you see as the world it is. And then, of course, Hegel and Wilhelm Wildefeld also expand the same idea, and so we have a little bit of agreement in the philosophy approach in here. And of course, when the father agree, the son and daughters be okay with that. So we have sociology, anthropology, history, theology is all agree with that. Except we have some disagreement among Freud and Jung about in psychology about that, but we can talk about it later because this is not external development course. So we just want to understand that the origin of this word is based on a philosophical viewpoint. And in the modern world, not today, we don't go that deep. We just go a little bit practical, pragmatic. You're going to see that in the postmodern worldview and integrative worldview, which is based also in the foundation of globalization. Now today, we see that a little bit of the pragmatic and a little bit social constructivism approach of knowledge. And we see a little bit holistic and unified kind of knowledge that we see the reality when they say we had a view of reality a little bit different. And the collective knowledge of this, it really resonate in the different each individual perspective, which is constructed by the life story, by the educational foundation, by the biological ability, which is really different among all of us. That's why the worldview in the ground standpoint could be more basically on that. So basically, when you have different knowledge, you come from different expertise and experience in your life, come from different state of your life, might be a different culture, different gender, different way of thinking, even different language and way of reasoning the ideas. You basically have a different worldview. What is you can explain it, simplify. I have it here. Actually, I have a really good sort of the study about a worldview, and it's called Worldview Journey. That model is based on this website. The thing I'm live the website that you do have the test to see how worldview you are, how diversified you are, how it can be practiced in the real world, and how you can understand other people's worldview. And the second part of that, it do provide a lot of learning event and research tools because you know that I realize the knowledge, which is scientific based and do have a systematic way of explaining and finding. And of course, science do have limitation, which is really resonate with the real knowledge of thing. So this website, I believe, is one of the most clear and comprehensive standpoint we can have to learn about the worldview in general. And click on this. There's a good thing of this, the scientific way. So they do have some kind of really simple definition of worldview that talk about how people explore, exchange, expand the idea and how they make sense of the world. And what I can say up here, right? Historian Richard Thomas, worldviews create worlds. And there's a way to explain things is really simplified more than the way the old philosophers explain a bit. And they do have the test, and they have the big question, which is really easy to approach, but it's still a little bit challenge on this. It related to the other course we want to go deeper today. This one is from the ETH, the Federal Institute of Technology in Zurich. They do have an initiate called DRRS, and they launching an online course in EDX. It's called Worldview from Sustainability to Regeneration, which is really match up with the ideology we have in the Greenify, the nonprofit about sustainability. And this course really provide a systematic view, and I say that we can connect with something bigger and something we expect to have in this type of program. Before that, we can now see a little bit of the DRS initiative from the ETH of Zurich. All right, so this is the website. That DRS is abbreviation of the Redesigning the Resilient Regenerative System. And they do have a great resource and outcome up here that we provide to people. And one of MOOCs we have in edX, one of this. And this whole initiative is working on to provide the general worldview and changing the whole way our society approach about sustainability and development. If you know, we know that Sweden and Zurich is really go big on this initiative of sustainability, which is we want to spend more time to study and to engage with this program, and we'll see the mapping of that after this. Okay, come back to the course. Here the course look like. The course, they break it down the topic pretty clear to understand. The first one is about the global crisis with the local interventions, which is a little bit more the context of this study. We see here resilient primer, framing next crisis, community skill, root causes, and call to actions. This one we'll spend on for another day. This one is try to transition a little bit about the sustainability ideology to the mental models of that, a little bit of science touch, and toward the regeneration ability of the community to make this happen. Our focus today is this limitation of this video. We focus on this part, 1.3, the worldview, and it's just pretty huge too. We can click on this to start to see it a little bit. We understand in general, basically, worldview, this is how we view the world, right? That is really a brief way we explain it. It could be a set of fundamental beliefs and model of the way we construct ideas and how we forming the information and how we interpret it in our brain, in our mind, understand it, and also helping us in coding and decoding during communication process. We see that we used to talk about the communication skills, intrapersonal and interpersonal. So intrapersonal, from person to other person, from person to the world. So of course, you got to use a worldview about that. So this worldview, you see that is related to philosophy of life, related to psychology, related to social structure, related to anthropology, cultures, language, critical reasoning, and experience. A lot of things happen with this. But we're going to see that how this course could be try to break down a little bit and articulate it in the right way of understand it. This got a worldview, but not one way to understand the worldview, but the core idea of this course. They try to expand the worldview of us to see that how we can develop a worldview that including sustainability